Hello and welcome to this planted video. I'm Dan Matthews, and in this short clip I'm going to explain to you how to structure your organization in Planted. No matter what your organization is, if you have more than one person in it, then you can think of your organization like a tree structure. You'll have some decision making happening at the top, and then people making it happen at one or more levels below. And every organization is the same, whether you have a church or a company or a school or anything, you're going to have some kind of structure like this. Of course, a tree doesn't quite work the right way because all the branches on a tree are at the top. So we can actually think of an organization more like a tree turned upside down, where we have decision making at the top, and then we have more people in the lower levels actually making it happen. And this is really what it's like. Let's take an example. Let's say you're a university with three campuses: New York, Los Angeles, and Houston. Each of the campuses in this case has two faculties, arts and science, and in addition to the faculties, it also has an administration department. So here we see we have some kind of upside down tree. In Planted, each of these items, that's the institution at the top, each of the campuses, each of the faculties you're looking at, we call them all groups. You'll always have one and only one home group implanted at the very top. The reason for this is because we need to have one home group so that we can manage your subscription, security, and costing reports properly. However, you can have as many groups within this as you like, and as many levels of groups as you like. In this case, we've just got 3 levels. To manage your structure well, each of the groups that we're looking at here has been given a group type. Here I've colored them to make it easy. So the home type is colored green, that's our main institution. Our campus group type are colored red. Our faculty group types are blue, and then our department group types are yellow. So we've got 4 group types in our little demonstration here. If we're happy with the idea of simplifying to group types, then we can show just those on our structure. You'll notice that they're still in 3 levels. A faculty has to belong to a campus, and a campus has to belong to the home. This is fine as far as the group types goes, but what about the people in the groups themselves? In Planted, people are put into roles on the various group types. You'll see some here. We have a dean at a campus level, and they've probably got some kind of oversight. And then in each of the group types below that, within the faculty, we've got some various roles: teacher, teaching assistant, professor, and so on. And within department, we've got some roles there as well: welfare officer, housing officer, and some other ones as well. We can see that if I created 2 faculties, then I can put different people in a role for each faculty. This really helps me a lot because I can now set rights and permissions on a role without having to worry about who is actually in that role. If I move someone between roles, their rights and permissions will change. And if I change the rights and permissions on a role, then anyone in that role obviously will get the changes as well. This was a very simple example with just one faculty and one department type. Of course, your organization will probably be a lot more complex than this. So how many group types do you need? Now, this is the question with no right answer. You can have as many kinds of group as you like. I could have different kinds of faculties. I could have different kinds of departments. The only thing to bear in mind is that the more group types I have, the more flexibility I have, but then I've also got more to manage. So you want to try and strike a balance between flexibility and practicality. And often this is because you can see that if I've got 2 group types that have very different roles, I should probably split them out. But group types with similar roles, similar rights, similar permissions, maybe that should just be one group type. As a rule of thumb, I personally suggest that try to keep it to no more than 4 levels of group type, including the home level. And within each of those group types, try to have no more than 4 subgroup types within those. Now, that might not sound like much, but if you actually have 4 levels and each of the group types at each level having 4 children, that could be over 80 group types to manage. So you see that flexibility does quickly end up with some complexity. So here's some practical next steps for you. Draw your organization tree out on a piece of paper or a whiteboard or something like that. Once you've worked out all the groups that you have in your organization, start to group them into logical group types. Work out what roles each of those group types will have. Once you've done this, you'll be ready to start creating your structure on Planted. Thanks for watching, hope it was helpful, and visit our YouTube channel for more videos.